Tim, what do you think about your offensive line play the season opener, man?
That's it was like those guys are getting a lot of credit right now, but and it's going to sound cliche, but to be effective running the ball, it's 11-man operation. And again, that sounds like cliche, but to see the effort that our receivers were putting down the field, blocking, and how much pride and how much joy they got when other people were scoring, it's awesome. Our tight ends take a huge amount of pride in being really good in the run game. So. That's always when you look at the stat, you go, oh, they're good. But, like, that is an 11-man operation that our guys, Maddox is making great checks, getting us into good plays. So it's a full team effort.
You say that, I mean, there's, I think on Ashton's second TD run, Cage is probably 10, 12 yards downfield blocking. I mean, for you guys to start this fast as a unit up front, how big is that set the tone?
That's just been a big emphasis, I think, for our program. The last couple of years, we have not started fast, and it's kind of taken us a while to get going, and that's been extremely frustrating for everyone involved, for the players, for the coaches, for Bronco Nation. So it was good just to get a win, however it got done, whether we threw the ball for 1,000 yards, or we rushed the ball for 1,000 yards, or we scored 10 points or 100 points. Like, we just wanted, as a team, to get on the plane after and be like, hey, all that work, all those decks, all that conditioning in the snow, it's like worth it. We started fast. We started on the right note, so that was the big emphasis, is just being able to start fast.
When it comes to the offensive line, the word chemistry always seems to come up, and you seem like you're pretty locked in with the tackles. They played a lot, I think maybe the whole game, but in fall camp you experimented a lot with guards in the interior three, and to have that kind of chemistry on game one, what does that mean?
That is a reflection of those guys' work that they put in, the trust that they have for each other. A bunch of guys that aren't in it for themselves. They're always trying to make the guy next to him better, and they don't want to let the guy next to him down, so they're going to make sure that they're studying film and being detailed with their prep and doing a really good job of winning the pre-snap and being disciplined with the things they can control, their footwork, their hand placement, like all those things. No matter how many snaps you have, like that's something that you is always in your control. So as long as our guys are focusing on that, like the chemistry will come because they love each other and they love playing for Boise State and they love just being out on the field.
You look at some of the holes that the line was able to create. If you guys are able to do this whole season, just how high is the limit for the offense?
We always have a really high standard for ourselves. I mean, that's part of being at Boise State. Like, if you're at Boise State, like, think about all the offenses that have come through this place and how explosive they've been, whether it's running or passing. Like, the standard here is extremely. I mean, there's a mosaic right here. It's the winningest quarterback in college football history is a Boise State Broncos. So it was awesome that we started off fast, but like that's just one game, and we talked about, like, we climbed the mountain and we were at the top, and what do we see? Like, we saw our next challenge, and we got a big challenge this next week, and you can't enjoy the view too much from the mountaintop because that next challenge is coming quick in college football. There's no time to be feeling awesome and patting each other on the back. Like, you got to be on this next opponent.
What's different about this challenge? You mentioned Oregon. They gave up less than 50 yards rushing. I know it's an FCS opponent, but they were pretty good against the run all last year. So what makes this challenge different and harder?
Yeah, and every week, regardless of the logo on the helmet that we're playing, like, the defense presents certain things that we have to prepare for. Like, this week, obviously, there's going to be elements to the stadium and the crowd noise that we have to prepare for. There's the structure of their defense, right? There's their defensive personnel. So that's the fun part every week, is seeing, okay, what do they do really good? What do we do good? How do we match up? Like, where can we take advantage of those kind of one-on-one matchups? And this week, the opponent, very talented. Their front seven is extremely long, extremely athletic. They do a really good job getting off the ball and playing with their hands. They're gonna test our technique. And scheme-wise, they don't give you any freebies. I mean, they don't give up explosive plays. There's no free yards to be had. So it's gonna be a really fun week, because we're gonna have to be super juiced with a 4-yard run. And we're not gonna get a lot of 10, 15, 20-yard runs. Like, they do a really good job of kind of eliminating all that space. So it'll be fun for our guys to see those guys respond and get excited when we get a 5-yard run and a 4-yard run and an efficient run, and just keep the chains moving. Like, that's going to be our goal for this week.
You brought up the tight ends, and anytime we get Pro Football Focus, and I feel like their grades are weird sometimes. What would you give Matt Lauder's grade for his blocking in the season opener?
He is an amazing, just all-around player. Like, he's a difference-makes player, and he, again, takes so much pride in being physical in the run game. So one of the powers we ran, we didn't score on, he unloaded on the defender, and the O lineman like, hey, watch this again, like let's watch Matt, and they feed off each other. And again, so much of what we do on the run game is we're getting out on the perimeter, and we have to have the tight ends involved in that. And again, if you're, I don't know with those pro focus like where those guys get trained, but like if you go back and watch the film, like Matt's getting open all over the place. So sometimes the coverage doesn't dictate you get the ball, but like he is a threat in the pass game, and we love having him in the run game.
What do you remember about going over to Oregon and getting Cage Casey?
Yeah, so Clackamas, that was like in the COVID time period, and when he came out here, like he was just astonished just how nice the city was. Like I think again, Boise has like an awesome reputation. Like the football is kind of its own brand, takes care of itself. But people don't know like this is an amazing town, amazing community that people love living in. So when he came on his trip, like he knew about the Fiesta Bowls and the ability to develop as an NFL player, but like he didn't realize like this is an awesome town that people love living in. So he was just walking around the greenbelt. Like, man, there's no like homeless people or stuff under the bridges on the greenbelt. There's no graffiti. So that's again, he's a guy that fits this place perfectly. That wants to get developed, wants to live in a good town, that cares about Boise State, and he's been able to thrive and flourish, and he's only getting better and better.
Yeah, I almost liken him to like Matt Lauder. Like Matt's making this tremendous jump, and I notice it in his confidence, and I feel like it's the same deal with Cage. Like how much is his confidence allowing him to play at a better level right now?
Yeah, he's done, again, the confidence comes from preparation. So we had tangible data. Like after the season, he knew exactly who he was as a football player, and he was able to evaluate that. Not like, oh, I'm really good, and it was like, no, this is where I'm good, this is where I'm deficient, let me work on my deficiencies. So through the course of his work on his deficiencies, he's earned the right to be confident, and you see that. Like he is a confident guy in meetings as he's walking around. Like he's going to be playing his best football this year.
You've put together some really good offensive lines here, and you've had some moving parts, and you've had to switch positions and all that. Like, what do you think makes you such a good coach?
The players. We have great players here. Like this place has great players. This place attracts the right people that are fun to coach, that you can challenge, that you can push them extremely hard. Like the stuff we ask our guys to do is amazing. And we get our little text message in the morning. Those guys are up at 5:30 a.m. every single day. They're here getting treatment. They're here watching film. I mean, sometimes we have to like turn the lights off. Like, hey, go home. Like you need to rest too. So the players here and that's been the way it has been here for the last 25 years. Like it's not any one person. Like again, you walk around the halls here and it's like, man, there's been some amazing O-linemen here. There's been some amazing coaches. So it's just like everyone here is a part of something way bigger than themselves. And it's easy to like give a little extra if you know it's not about you. It's like about this bigger thing. So that's the exciting thing about being a part of this program. It's just the history, their traditions. Like it's pretty awesome. We got guys like Matt Paradis coming back that want to be involved. Like he is like Bronco through and through, you know. So it's those people that want to come back and want to be involved that just show how special this place is.
Couple more.
How special do you think this game is for getting back to Cage real quick, Cage? I mean, you talked about he said he more grew up in the Oregon State side of the rivalry, but it's a chance for him to be, kind of a show me improvement game going back home.
Yeah, anytime a guy can like go back to his home state and our guys have this little chip on their shoulders, underdog, like, hey, these guys didn't recruit me and they didn't give me any letters and I didn't get any cool graphics or anything like that. Like that's what again has made this place special, is just those guys they got that little chip on their shoulder, and that's okay, and they have that underdog mentality. So I haven't blown it out of proportion too much, with him, just because I know it means a lot to him and his family. Like they're all out there in Oregon, so it's going to be more for him, like calming him down and making sure he's not too juiced and just kind of staying in the moment, staying to like what he can do. Like his best is good enough. Like he doesn't do anything else besides his best, and he'll be fine.
One more.
You talk about Matt wanting to come back. Is he still living on the East Coast, and is he talking to you guys about coming back here and helping or working? Or
Paradis?
Yeah,
he's around. Like, so he's been at a couple practices, and
okay.
Like the same like Darren College. Like he goes on and wins Super Bowls and is super successful in the NFL, and he comes back and wants to be around. And so it's easy to like lean on those guys because they know Nate Potter. Like he was a really, really good offensive lineman here. Like he knows the culture. Like he knows what it's supposed to look like, not on game day, but like on all those other little things. So that's where there's a ton of people here that want to protect the culture and want to make sure it's good, and we don't hesitate to like reach out and lean on those guys and talk to them. And Charles Leno's texting, like Charles Leno and Cage Casey have a relationship, and they text back and forth. So that's good. The cool thing about this place is those guys love each other. It doesn't mean that they're sending Cage Casey a bag of money. Like, that's not what it's about. Like, but they're gonna have a personal relationship, and they're gonna help each other. They're gonna watch each other's film, and they're gonna be able to kind of give each other little tips.
Thanks, guys.